What is up, guys? Welcome back to Lone Star College Football. On this podcast, we will be doing the second half of our Big 12 rankings, starting from number 5, going up to number 1. Just want to reiterate, in case y'all missed the first podcast, y'all should definitely go back and check that out. We don't know each other's rankings, so we wanted to be able to get on here and get a live reaction. So me personally, I like to say mine and then kind of look over at Christian to see what his reaction is because I got a feeling that these top 5 are going to be a little bit different and a lot of people aren't going to agree with them. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Christian, let him start off with his number 5. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think, I was also thinking that ours were going to be different, but then hearing you say that you think they'll be different, I almost wonder if they're the same different. We'll see. So coming in at number 5, I've got Kansas State at number 5. There's been a lot of hype recently. There was like the all Big 12 team got dropped and they had a bunch of players on it. And then out of nowhere, everybody's like, oh, well, then K-State's going to win. Everybody's just like, oh, K-State's just going to win it then. No, I don't think they will. I don't even think, I guess they're close technically. But I'm going to go ahead and get into their season. They started the season off against South Dakota, Missouri, and Tulane. I have all three of those as wins. Wow, really? That's good too. I have them starting the season off 3-0, going to OU. That's a loss. I don't think they will win that game. And then they're going to go back-to-back Tech, Iowa State. I have those as both wins. And then their bye week is 7. That's a pretty good bye week. Going into TCU is also a win. But then it goes into a 3-game losing streak against Oklahoma State, Texas, and Baylor. I think they'll lose all 3 of those games. I think they'll end up winning the last 2 of the season against West Virginia and Kansas. Now that puts my most likely prediction at 8-4, which is
5-4 for the conference.
Right. So that's the problem. Is their conference?
It's not bad.
8-4 don't sound bad. The conference slate, the 5-4 conference slate is. I do have them a possible 9-3.
Yeah, I think there's one of those.
If there was going to be UT, Baylor, Oklahoma, maybe Oklahoma State. Like that's a game they could technically win one of those. I wouldn't be super surprised if they did win. I kind of also wouldn't be surprised if they don't. So that's what I said.
Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, my number 5 is also K-State, and I have the same exact record, same exact wins, losses, all of them, all of it's the same. What is their quarterback's name? I just went blank. I think Deuce Vaughn.
Adrian Martinez.
Yeah. Deuce Vaughn, he's a dog. He's great. I'm not taking anything away from him.
Mention him.
Man, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he is the only person that I could tell you their name on that team. As you can tell, I don't even know who their starting quarterback's name is, apparently. Slips my mind. I know he's a transfer. I know he's a transfer. I know he played decent. Where did he go? Forgot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's Adrian Martinez.
Yeah.
That's their quarterback.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. I can find out.
Anyways, while he's figuring that out, I think Deuce Vaughn is a dog. I know they had, I believe it was 6 people on the Big 12, the All Big 12 preseason team. But I can't tell you anybody besides Deuce. I mean, it's just hard for me.
Adrian Martinez transferred from Nebraska.
Oh, and we saw how he played last year against Oklahoma. I don't think that's going to be a big upgrade. I mean,
they were close against Oklahoma. Nebraska's a tough team to look at last year, and they had like 7 losses by 1 possession with a pretty tough schedule. So Nebraska, I don't know. That honestly, that could convince me different. I think that Nebraska's actually like a pretty decent team last year. Just tough schedule.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then why transfer? Well, I guess because Casey Thompson transferred up there, and then he transferred down.
I don't know. I don't know the timetable. It may have happened like that. He may have transferred first. I don't know.
I believe. I think it was like that, but even then, I mean, I don't see Kansas State getting more than maybe squeaking in a 6-3 conference record. So they could go 9-3. I mean, end of a bowl game, maybe 10-3. There's no telling. They're not going to make the Big 12 championship, in my opinion. I don't really see it being them even in the race. I guess that's it. Technically they could be a dark horse, but that's just not how I see it.
I think if they could out of Texas, Baylor, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State, I think if they could pull off the right wins, without giving away what I think will happen in the rest, I think if they were to beat two of those teams, I could see it. If they beat two of the four, they might make it.
Well, two of them are at home and two of them are away.
Which two are away?
Oklahoma and Baylor. I don't see them taking either one of those for sure. The only one I think that they might get could be Oklahoma State. I think Texas' offense is going to be overpowering their defense. There's no way.
I hope so.
I think Texas' offense
Deuce Vaughn's going to run. Deuce Vaughn is going to run over our defense. So.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
But man, this is where it's gonna get controversial, my boy.
You think so?
Nobody. I don't see anybody agreeing with this at all. I don't.
All right, let's see it.
Number 4, Oklahoma.
My heart.
Oklahoma, number 4.
So yeah, we're different. We're different.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case. Man, Oklahoma, I'm just gonna say they're number 4 just because I don't know how Brent Venables gonna do this year. I don't think they'll be great. I think they'll be good. I mean, top 4 in the Big 12 that's like heavy, like top heavy, hard. I think it's gonna be a good team. I think they'll go win a bowl game, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like just looking at it, I think that they're gonna drop 2 of these games against the other top 3. But it might not be the one that you think. But anyways, I have them going against UTEP and against Kent State with dubs. I see them losing to Nebraska this year. I think that Casey Thompson could be an upgrade for Nebraska, and it's at Nebraska this year.
Casey Thompson put up stupid numbers against Oklahoma when he played.
Exactly. That was before he was hurt, or he got hurt during the Oklahoma game.
He got hurt during that game. He also had Xavier Worthy and Bijan. I'm not going to have that.
But Nebraska was a good team last year. So
you're not wrong. I'm not arguing with you.
That's why I think they lose, because Nebraska played them close last year.
Right.
Anyways, back-to-back dubs versus Kansas State and at TCU. TCU, that could be one of those big upsets if they win on a big upset. But just because it's at home for TCU. But versus Texas, L. Like I said, I mean, coming in, Brent Venables with new defensive scheme. Texas is high power, like high flying offense. They're not going to be able to outscore them. There's no way.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't think their quarterback's going to come in, Dylan Gabriel. I don't see him coming in and being great in the Big 12. Because looking at his stats, if you put him up against Power 5 teams, his stats plummet hard compared to going against Group of 5. That's why that's another reason I have Oklahoma at number 4. I don't think their quarterback play is going to be as good as Dylan Gabriel was at UCF. But moving on, I got back-to-back dubs versus Kansas and at Iowa State, and man versus Baylor. I put that as a W for Oklahoma.
Yeah. Wow.
I hate to say it, man.
You are the bigger man.
We're gonna
That's
drop
wild.
one or two. We're gonna drop one or two. I see it. I see it being Oklahoma for sure. At Oklahoma, as much as that hurts to say, I think we're gonna drop that one. Man, let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah, just sweep that one.
At West Virginia, W could be a loss. You know, battle of the transfers. Battle of the transfers, man. You don't know, and it's in Morgantown.
The whole Big 12 is battle of the transfers.
No, don't you say that. Blake Shapen
Except for
is a goat.
Yeah, Oklahoma State and Blake Shapen get to keep their quarterbacks. And maybe that third string, maybe the third string from Kansas that beat Texas, maybe he'll, what's his last name was Bean. Maybe he'll start this year.
Hey, might not be a bad idea.
He was good. He played good.
But I see their rival Oklahoma State going into Norman and winning. That's an L for Oklahoma.
That's a bold prediction.
Oklahoma State didn't lose much. Think they're going to have a stout defense again. I think their offense is going to be hurt in the run game for sure. Man, maybe quarterback steps up. Doubtful. Yeah. Maybe. But they will finish the year with a dub at Texas Tech.
What does that have you putting them at?
That would be most likely 9-3 and 7-2.
Wow. Well then, I'll wait to get on to Oklahoma when I get there. Yeah. Which leads to believe that my number 4 is not Oklahoma, but rather it is their little brother. I just made a lot of people mad. Oklahoma State is who I have at number 4. It's okay, Oklahoma State fans. Just wait. I'm gonna give you some hope. Okay,
it gets better.
Just wait. So the reason why I have Oklahoma State at 4, it's kind of like their roster, or not their roster, their win-loss is gonna be good. I think it's just kind of how the rest of this is playing out, in my opinion.
The games that they lose is gonna hurt.
Right. So I've got them. Week 1, 2, and 3 are all dubs. That's a 3-0 start going into their bye week in week 4. They have a bye right before they play Baylor, but I have them losing to Baylor.
I didn't think of that. Wow.
Yeah. They have a bye week going into Baylor. That is technically a good thing for Oklahoma State. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think I'm gonna take the L for them. I'm looking at this thing. I think I have something kind of messed up on my thing, so I'll get into it. So with a loss at Baylor, Tech and TCU are dubs. Then they play Texas. I have them losing to Texas as well. And then I've actually got them winning out the rest of the season. I think they will beat Oklahoma, which puts them at 10-2.
Look at you over here trying to stress me out. What's wrong with you?
What was stressing me out? Oh, because I said, really? You chose them? Yeah. So I actually did pick them to beat Oklahoma. And the thing is I think the top 4 in the Big 12 are going to be so intertwined. And since it's my turn, I'll go ahead and move up to number 3 is where I have Oklahoma. No, that's wrong. Number 3 is where I have Texas. I have Texas finishing, at number 3 in the Big 12. I told you it was shaking up. Here we go.
Ow.
So we start off against ULM. We're gonna win. We better win because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be mad if we lose. Then we're gonna play Bama. We're gonna win. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna win. We're gonna lose to Bama. We're gonna beat UTSA. We're
You
gonna.
said that so
I
confidently.
hope that we're gonna lose to Bama.
Yeah. No, that you're gonna win at first.
Oh no, we're not. We're not winning. I think we'll beat UTSA. Hey, I'm down. I think we'll beat West Virginia. Going into week 5 is where we have Oklahoma. It's a toss-up game for me, and I have chosen Oklahoma to win that game. Not because, listen, I know. Not because I think Oklahoma is a better team. It is a Red River rivalry. I guess it's almost like I just need to see it to believe that this team can go and win a game like that. After last season, I just need to see that to believe it. I have them coming off of that loss against Iowa State with a win. I think that they will beat Oklahoma State. So this is where it gets interesting, is because of who I have Oklahoma State losing to. Technically, there will be multiple 10-2 teams, or there'll be a couple, maybe multiple 10-2 teams, but with tiebreakers, Oklahoma State would be left out. And because Texas will have one loss, they'll have possibly 3 losses, but one of them's to Bama, so it's out of conference. So that's where Texas would be above Oklahoma State. After beating Oklahoma State, we have a week 8 bye week. I like a week 8 bye week. That's good. Maybe a week 6 or 7.
You get a little mid-conference break.
Yeah, I really wish we played Baylor week 9, but we don't. So let's
Got him.
I have us off of our bye week going playing K-State. That's a dub. I've got them on here twice. Who do we play after K-State? Do you have that pulled up?
Versus TCU at home.
So what is it? K-State, TCU, Kansas, Baylor?
Yep.
Okay, so I've got wins on K-State, TCU, and Kansas, and then we play Baylor in the last week of the season, where I've decided that the University of Texas will beat the University of Baylor this season. I think I like Baylor. I think Baylor's good. Clearly, I haven't said Baylor's name yet, so I think Baylor will finish higher than Texas. I think y'all's defensive backfield has lost too much, and our receiving core, we're going to dust you. I think we're going to dust you.
No, it's not happening. You're going to see a whole lot of this.
You're going to be really upset if we manage to win another game and make a Big 12 champ game and beat y'all back to back.
No.
So
you saw how that worked for Oklahoma State last year. Don't even play that.
So with that being said, that gives us a how did I play this out to where I got what I got? That gives us a record of,
that'd be 10-2.
That would be 10-2 with a loss to Oklahoma. So that's where it bumps us. So if we finish the season 10-2, I would be ecstatic. That would be amazing for me.
That's only double the wins from last season.
But here's where it is I gave us a win against Oklahoma. I gave us a win against Oklahoma State and Baylor in 2 toss-ups. I chose Texas in 2 of our 3 toss-ups. I'm not super confident in that. I could see 9-3. If we were going to lose one of those, I would say we lose to Baylor over Oklahoma State. So I could see a 9-3. Looking at the roster, if Sark has this team where he claims he has this team, if the coaching development has picked up, I think even though I would still choose Dave Aranda to be a better coach and better at development, I think it's kind of like, all right, you're coaching and development for Dave Aranda. Here's Texas, but here's Texas's talent. and I think our talent could put us above that threshold to be able to beat y'all. If our coaching and development isn't where I hope it is, then I think Baylor will win.
So how I see it is like Dave Aranda and development. Texas could be either like here. I know you can't see it. That's the point. Or it could be like right here. Like as far as development. But y'all's talent is
well. Here's the thing: is you can't use last season as a thing for development because last season started in September. Coach Sark got there in what, like March? Like he had 6 months. Now he's had a year and a half. This is where we'll get to see if the development is there. Last season we had locker room problems. We had Joshua Moore quit halfway through the season. Almost like 42% is a new roster. We're gonna find out a lot about this team this year. I'm excited.
We've talked about this. I have one of y'all's defensive stars on my Snapchat.
Don't say it.
Seeing
I know.
a story.
Don't say it.
I don't see that locker room problem going necessarily.
Listen, here's the thing. That's one player. You know, I've seen. We have a current player. We say free Ajomo. That's what we say in the Texas live chats. Free Moro Ajomo. He got on there in a press conference once and basically was calling people out.
Oh,
like y'all need to get it together.
Yeah.
And so I see what you're saying. You know, one who's still doing the wrong. But I know that there's also people on that team that are calling it out and trying to get it fixed. So I think if we have more people calling it out, trying to fix the problem, hopefully that'll put us in a good position. Yeah. Well, let's hear yours. Who do you got as your number 3 on the board?
I got the little brother of the University of Oklahoma. Oklahoma State.
Yeah. They're gonna hate this.
Yep. The whole state of Oklahoma.
Somebody's gotta hate us.
Hey,
that's okay. That's why we're the Lone Star. Lone Star part. I don't
care the
about
Aggies. Might as well be the Oklahoma teams.
What time is it? It's 12:26, and OU sucks.
Whoa. But anyways, so Central Michigan, Arizona State, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that
it's a high school team,
and I can have that acronym up there is because Baylor swept the floor with them in basketball.
Yeah.
But anyways, those are 3 dubs at Baylor for Oklahoma State. Even coming off the bye week, that's an L. It's an L. They don't have Warren. They don't. They won't be able to score, in my opinion. I don't.
Yeah.
You got to think. Quarterback threw, 12 interceptions last year? And how many did I tell you were against Baylor in 2 games?
7 of them.
7.
You said 7 of them.
7.
If they had benched him in both those games, got a loss both of them. That's a lot.
Over half of his interceptions were thrown to the green and gold.
Yeah, but that you got to make that figure out if he just doesn't throw those 7 picks, they're a much better team than what you're thinking about.
Well, yeah, if they were much better, he wouldn't have thrown those 7 picks.
Maybe. But y'all's defense won't be as good as it was last year, too.
We don't know that, Christian.
Yeah, we do.
We don't know that. We didn't? Okay. Where did everybody think Baylor was last year?
Number 8 or 9?
I think it was number 9.
I wish they were right.
Sucks, don't it? No, but anyways, never mind. I'll touch on that a little bit. But versus Tech at TCU, W's. Versus Texas, L. Oklahoma State's defense is going to be good. Nobody's secondary is going to be able to keep up with Texas. I don't
think so.
I don't
even
think,
with Isaiah Nayor out.
The only way I could see this game being a toss-up is if Oklahoma State's D-line is crazy quick and can do crazy stunts really fast and get past y'all's unexperienced offensive line.
They might not even have to be crazy to get past them, to be honest with you. They just be mediocre at best might do it.
They might just say please, to be honest.
Yeah.
But after that, I have them winning out. Pretty sure that is the same you had them at 10-2, 7-2. But with them beating Oklahoma, that is why Oklahoma's number 4, and I put Oklahoma State number 3. Same conference record. Oklahoma's going to get that one more loss to Nebraska.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, it's my turn.
Ooh. Yeah, it's your turn again. So, all right. So we're about to find out. Who do you think? What are you thinking? Let's see if you're biased or not.
Why would you think that? Anyways, number 2. Psych, I lied. Texas. Oh, man. Texas. This one was hard. This is another it's another one. I mean, obviously everybody knows my number 1. These two are interchangeable. Very interchangeable. Like, this is just how I see it happening. I see Texas and Baylor playing back-to-back weeks.
I hope so.
That would be dope. We have to go to the Big 12 championship if that's the case. But I see y'all winning.
Work for that.
We'll talk later. But anyways, I see y'all winning every single game except for Bama, Baylor.
Wow. Lose to Bama and Baylor, huh?
Yep. Obviously the top 2 teams in the nation.
Yeah. I mean, I accidentally called Baylor Bama in the other video, so.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think one thing that will help Baylor is that we are going to be coming off of a thrashing win at TCU. We're coming in hype.
Thrashing.
We are going to thrash TCU in the Holy War. Dave Aranda is pissed. You got to think, bro.
He was mad. He was mad.
We beat Oklahoma, and he wasn't even happy we beat them. He was mad
because they lost
to TCU.
Yeah, I remember that.
And man, I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. I think our front 7 is gonna give y'all's lines fits. Y'all might be fast, but if all you can do is run slants before our defensive linemen are hitting Quinn Ewers, or he's running around, scrambling around, it's not going to
I will say, press conference wise, we have a tight end that just said he loves to block. Throw him on the side of that guard or that right tackle. Let him block. Roshan Johnson's our best in pass pro. Let him block. And then Xavier Worthy, Jay Witt, and Savion Red or Brennan Thompson just nothing but 9 routes. Run the 9.
No matter how many y'all got up there,
gone.
If we run 4 down D linemen, your center and your guards are going to be staring into the eyes of Siaka Ika, Jackson Player. And then
we got offensive linemen coming in that are like 6'5", 360. I don't know if that was that class. I know they're coming in this year big, next year big rather.
They're freshmen.
They're big. You don't have to be good if you're way enough. Tell me I'm wrong, Logan. Come on, we gotta get moving. We're running out of time. True. My number 2.
Anyways,
all right.
You know who that is.
Yeah. Who do you think my number 2 is gonna be, Logan? You think I'm gonna pick Baylor or Oklahoma to win this thing?
I think you're picking Baylor.
To win it?
Yep.
Well, coming in at number 2, I've got Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming in at number 2. I've got them starting off really strong. I've got them going all the way to week 9 undefeated. That's a win. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins to start the season off, including a win in week 5 against the University of Texas. Then they go and play Baylor. I have them losing to Baylor. I have them beating West Virginia. And I have them losing to Oklahoma State and then going to Tech. So once again, this does put them at a 10-2. Now it's a possible 11-1. I think they could beat Oklahoma State. I think Baylor's got them, but I think they could beat OK State and put them at 11-1. They have the tiebreaker over two other 10-2 teams in Oklahoma State and Texas. I think the Big 12 this year is very close. I don't think
it's is open.
It's gonna be close. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the number one. That way I can, because I've got some notes over here. So for number one is Baylor. I've got them starting the season off 11-0. They're gonna lose.
I would be so mad if we lost.
I do have you losing to Texas. Here's my thing. Okay, so that puts you at 11-1 with a possible 12-0, but I highly doubt it. It is so hard. That's the thing. I just either you lose to Texas, you're 11-1, or you beat Texas and you lost to some other team you'd probably be more mad if you lost to. So just take your L to Texas and move on, Logan. Dang.
Yeah, so then we're gonna turn around and beat y'all in the Big 12 championship, and then we're still gonna get hoed out of the college football playoff because Notre Dame only losing to Ohio State and only playing group of 5 teams.
I've got some notes I want to read off real quick. I'm gonna try to make it fast. I put on there that teams number 1 through 4 are a straight toss-up. The games that they all lose will probably just be within those 4 teams. K-State or TCU, they may be able to sneak in a win against one of those top 4 teams. They just have a knack for doing that. K-State seems to be building a decent roster with Adrian Martinez at quarterback and explosive running back in Deuce Vaughn. Gives them a good reason for offensive optimism. I put that I don't think TCU is going to be bad this year. They have a lot of coaching turnover. They have big losses on offense and defense. On offense, they lost Zach Evans to Ole Miss. On defense, they lost O'Shawn Mathis to Nebraska. So maybe I need to go change my Nebraska and OU pick. Maybe Nebraska might have that game. Iowa State is in good hands with Matt Campbell, but huge losses on offense in Breece Hall and a decent loss on Brock Purdy. Texas Tech has a new quarterback in Tyler Strode, transfer from Oregon, which should be an upgrade for them. I don't think that's enough to get Texas Tech over that hump. West Virginia, new quarterback in JT Daniels. I don't think that's going to elevate them to a Big 12 champ kind of season. Kansas has a win total of 2.5. As long as they don't beat Texas, I'm picking the under on that number. But I do think that they technically could pull off a win and somewhere in conference because they lost to OU by 1 possession and TCU by 1 possession. If I had to bet, it might take me a minute to try to figure all that out.
Who do I think Kansas could beat? They're at home against TCU.
It's either West Virginia or Tech. I think that's the only 2 teams I think I'd pick them possibly.
Or they could go to Oklahoma like they did y'all last year. That would help. That would help Baylor out even more.
Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all a recap 1 through 10, then you do the same. All right.
Okay.
1 through 10, starting at 1, Baylor, Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, TCU, Iowa State, Tech, West Virginia, and Kansas. Now, according to the odds makers, the top 4 should technically look like Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, and Baylor. So that's pretty different from what they are. Now they're going 6-6. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. But 1 through 10 real quick. I got Baylor, Texas, Oklahoma State, OU, K-State, West Virginia, TCU, Iowa State, Tech, and Kansas.
Yeah.
I would like to pull out there real quick. I found this website, College Football News. I was just looking around trying to get a full ranking, 1 through 131, and they had Baylor at 26, and somehow Kansas was at 73. I don't see
somehow.
how there's only 50 teams between Baylor and Kansas, for one. And
Yeah, it
why
should
is
be more
Baylor
like
ranked at
20
26?
because you're garbage.
Wow. GAR. No.
Nah, that's kind of messed up. They're just looking at I think they're just trying not to take last season into consideration at all. Just
Well, nobody
straight
wants to
roster.
because Baylor just straight up screwed everybody's boards up. Everybody's like, oh, Baylor's gonna suck. And Dave Aranda
Nobody
said, "Oh,
picked Baylor.
you think so? You
Say
think so?"
less. He pulled a Calvin Ridley and went and placed money on his own team. I bet he should be suspended.
We're in the state of Texas. Can't do that.
That's true. Can't do that anyways. Anywhere. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you made it this far, you're a real one, especially if you watch both videos. So we do appreciate y'all. Leave us a comment. We really want to get into answering some questions from y'all. We've had a couple people hit us up on Twitter at @LoneStar_CFB. They're dropping some questions there, so we're going to try to put it together a video answering some of those questions. Might make a short clip here before too long and give y'all an update. I think we want to try to do some giveaways if we can get to a good enough number on these subscribers. So please subscribe. You never know. You might get a little Amazon gift card or something like that. But
the sooner you subscribe, the better chance you have of winning. That's all I got to say.
That's true. That's just how math works. You can follow him at LPatterson_3. You can follow me at ChristianH_88. And you can follow our channel together at LoneStar_CFB. Peace.